Hi, this is Clavens and this is the Drifter tutorial. Okay, so Drifter is probably one of my favorite tricks. Pretty easy 3-ad. So today we're going to basically just go over some techniques and some tips on how to get good at it and how to hit it the right way so you're not practicing wrong form or anything like that. So before you get into Drifter, you want to be pretty good at a few things. First is Mirage from Clipper, Mirage from Toe, and you want to have that on both sides. So going along with that, you should be pretty good at clipper stall, and you really want to have a clipper where your toes are really curled, because that's going to help a lot when you're doing the drifter. So also infinities, butterflies, things like that you want to have down. So let's begin. First thing that you want to do with a drifter is obviously a pretty solid clipper stall. And people set very different heights, but for my drifter I set about right here, probably about knee height. And the first thing that I think of is after I set it, I put myself down and I get pretty good posture right away. And then I move to the side. That's a key thing that a lot of people I don't think realize. They turn to the drifter like this. And that's really hard to pull off. But if you jump to the side, it makes it a lot easier. And what I mean by jumping to the side is this. I set and I stay facing forward, and I jump like this, except in that motion, I'm going like that, and I'm sweeping the Mirage across to end with the clipper. So here's what that looks like again. So as you can see, I'm jumping back and forth like this. There's really not too much turn. I turn a little bit to allow me to really get that clipper honed in, but it's definitely not like that. If anything, you're going 20 degrees, not anywhere close to 90 like some people. Okay, so now some really important tips when you're doing drifter is with the dexing leg. You want to have your toe pretty much pointed down, and you want your ankle cocked and locked, because if it's too loose, it's going to slow down the dex. So when I'm doing drifter, my foot is like this. It's pretty similar to a whirl dex, but it's like this because you're going from side to side like that. So with that motion, right away when you do the drifter, right when it comes off the ground, you're pointing down, your ankle is pointed inward like this, and you're sweeping. And once that sweep comes around, you're already pretty much locked in a pretty good clipper position. So that's a really important tip, that when you link the idea of jumping back and forth, side to side, and the idea of really cocking your drifter, you're going to get a really nice, fast set without too much unnecessary movement. There's some other things to note as well about drifter. The first is that you want to keep your legs pretty close together. You don't really want a wide stance. That's going to make it a lot harder to swing that leg around. If your legs are close, like this, it's going to be a lot easier. Another good thing to mention is your arms should be out. Really good posture on this one. Pretty much straight back, a little bit leaned over, but definitely not a hunch, definitely not too far back. If you learn drifter the right way, it's going to make things like vortex, things like blurred drifter, paradox drifter, all a ton easier because you're going to have a good foundation to build off of. So that's basically drifter in a nutshell from my perspective. Good ways to get good at it. There's basic drills like drifter, whirl, repeat, just drifter back to back. And just keeping that, the main secret to drifter, in my opinion, is the whole side to side thing. Just like that. And really curling your toes. Curling your toes is so key. And remember, always absorb the impact when you end the trick and everything like that. Good luck.